Good morning, everyone. It's our Dockside Chats with Steve.
And Doris.
This is Steve and me. We're kind of getting towards the end. We said we'd do 70 of them, and this is, I believe, number 68. So today we wanted to talk a bit about the Colgate 26, which is the boat that Steve wrote a tremendous amount of parameters for, because we just could not find a boat that worked well for, in a lot of respects, for teaching sailing. And the boat we were using at the time was a Soling. So what were the drawbacks on the Soling, which was an Olympic class boat, by the way?
It was an Olympic class boat, and I actually sailed in the Olympic trials in '76 with Stuart Walker. And we went out and practiced a number of times, particularly in the wintertime in Annapolis, Maryland, when there's ice on the water. And we'd go out and sail through the ice. And in more ways than one, we had a set of spinnaker and had a brooch and filled up with water, and we sank in those freezing waters. So that's something I wanted to avoid with the Colgate 26.
Well, so we used Solings for years and years, and then we went around to every boat show. We would look at all the boats in that relative size of around 24 to 26 feet, because we did want something bigger than just the small dinghies that a lot of sailing schools were using. And the Soling is a 26-foot boat, 27 actually. So, here comes an airplane, sorry, on the dock here in Florida. So anyway, we asked a lot of builders, and what kind of response did we get?
Oh, they all came back and said, well, we have a 26-foot boat that you can adapt, and we'll do whatever you want. And I said, no, we got to start from scratch and really make it right.
But you did get a boat to test, didn't you?
We got a boat to test from a small builder who had an open cockpit boat. We wanted to find out whether that was the answer, because with an open cockpit boat, you have self-bailing. The water in the cockpit will just run out off the stern. And that's very helpful when you have rainstorms. For Soling, it'll fill up with water at the dock, and then you have to spend an hour or so trying to get it dry to go out sailing. So that was another feature. But we tried. We had a class of students, and we went out with the Soling one day, and then this open cockpit boat the next, and the Soling the third, and then asked them what they wanted for the fourth, the Soling or the open cockpit boat. And they all said, no, we don't feel very safe with the open cockpit boat. So for that reason, we decided to, the open cockpit boat has so many advantages in that it has a low transom. And here we have a photograph of the Colgate 26. And you'll see that we put a little, can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. We put, I'm in the sunlight here, a little cockpit closure there with a traveler on top of it. And so all the students are forward of that closure, and the instructor is behind it, directing them. And it made them feel much more comfortable that they had this cockpit of their own. And so that's our solution to that problem.
But to get to this point, after lots of looking around and wondering how we're going to get a boat that really works for us, that has a lot of features, which Steve's going to talk about in a minute, we didn't have any money. I mean, basically, we just said, okay, we've got a little bit of savings. We're going to dig into our pockets. Steve's going to write the parameters for this special training boat, which has turned out to be much more than a training boat now. And we put the money down. We gave the money to the company, basically, to do the lines, to create the mold for the Colgate 26. So what are those features, Steve, that you feel really made it special for learning on that boat?
Well, one of the real goals of learning to sail nowadays seems to be to learn to sail so that you can go and charter a boat anywhere in the world, a cruising boat, and sail and have a vacation on it and be independent and with just your family. And so I wanted to make this Colgate 26 very adaptable to that goal. And so for that reason, we put self-tailing winches on it that you find on larger cruising boats. We put a roller furling jib on it that you find on larger cruising boats. We had a very easy reefing system that you find on larger cruising boats. And we had a boom vang that held the boom up. It was solid, so that if you lower the mainsail, when you lower the mainsail, or if you lower it to reef, they won't come down on somebody's head. So that, plus the fact that we made it virtually unsinkable, that was one of the features too that we wanted to do. And all these manufacturers said, well, there's no money in a training boat, so they wouldn't do it.
Almost 400 boats later, Colgate 26 is out there. Many organizations, and the Naval Academy being one of them, uses them. Other sailing schools use them, and it's pretty neat. And I can tell you, it's a super boat. Guess what I learned on? A soling, and it was not easy to sail. Didn't have any seating. You had to hike out. It was challenging, and so anyway, the Colgate 26 is a fun boat. So that's where we are today.
That's where we are today, and that has proved itself in many ways. We'll get into rescue.
Yep, so stay tuned. We're going to tell you about something that happened when students were on a Colgate 26. So bye for now. Bye.